10 really good games that for some reason are forgotten or even despised by many people. So today I'm here to introduce some very interesting games for you who's trying to discover some interesting older but not so older games. Click on the like button, subscribe for more videos, and let's go to the games. They're really interesting.
I want to find out who did this. And then I'm gonna kill him.
We better move.
Enslaved Odyssey to the West is a very good action-adventure game. It was developed by the studio Ninja Theory, the same studio that developed Hellblade 1 and 2, and DMC Devil May Cry. Some very good games in my opinion, and Enslaved is a game that was kind of forgotten in time, as it was released in 2010, to Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. But it's surely a game that you that likes action-adventure games with a good story gotta play. Follow a gripping, surprise-filled journey, as two dissimilar characters form an uneasy partnership in order to survive through a perilous, post-apocalyptic America. 150 years in the future, war and destruction have left the world in ruins with few humans remaining, and nature having reclaimed the world. A game with beautiful visuals, interesting characters, and an insane universe where you'll easily get hooked as you start playing.
I ain't gonna let that happen.
What the hell is that?
Follow me. It'll be dangerous. Maybe even suicide.
I'll deal with it.
You chose a hard road for yourself.
Hazel, please, it isn't safe!
We got a long journey ahead.
I'm always fast enough!
South of Midnight is a game that was released in April of 2025, but it really didn't get the attention deserved. It was developed by the studio Compulsion Games, and it's available on Xbox Series X and S, and Windows, and if you're a Game Pass user, the game is available there. And here I'll tell you why the game's really good. It's a 3D platformer action-adventure game, with combat, upgrades, exploration, and a very good story and storytelling. The universe of the game is rich, with a lot of details, and a lot of charisma and personality. The graphic is really beautiful. It's not realistic, but a graphic in the stop-motion style, with many animations did in stop motion. What's really nice, the combat is simple, but if you're going to play it, do it in the hard mode. It's not hard, but we'll show you why it's important to learn the mechanics, and not just press the action button all the time, giving you always new powers and upgrades. What makes the gameplay, at least for me, beyond really fluid and fun, rewarding and addictive.
It's not safe out there, Hazel. If I was the one missing, she wouldn't stop looking.
Crouton?
What the? And this ain't even the weirdest thing I've seen today.
I'm seeing these things.
Your first target's name is Carrie Sheridan. I need some confidential codes hidden in her memory.
Remember Me is a story-driven third-person action-adventure game, mixing a good and immersive storytelling with a good combat that's more like a beat-em-up, all that's set in a futuristic sci-fi cyberpunk universe. The game was developed by the studio Dontnod Entertainment and released in 2013, one of the best years for games, so this is one of the reasons not many people played this game, but believe me, it's really good, and it's available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows. In the game, take on the role of Neeleen, a former elite memory hunter with the ability to break into people's minds and steal or even alter their memories. A game with a good gameplay, interesting story, good characters, and very fun features. You gotta try it.
What kind of memory am I looking for exactly?
Stored in her brain is every detail of every building she's designed.
I'm so very sorry, madam.
How do I find her?
Your contact goes by the name of Bad Request.
Neeleen the Hunter. I'm your biggest fan.
She's a pro, so keep it tight. At the midpoint on the journey of life, I found myself in a dark forest, for the clear path was lost.
Dante's Inferno is an insane hack-and-slash game, and as you can see, it was totally inspired in God of War, with the same style of gameplay but different of what some people think. It's not a poor copy of God of War, it's an immersive, fun, and extremely exciting game with beautiful graphics and immersive storytelling, brutal scenes, and of course set in the classic story of Dante's Inferno. The game was developed by the studio Visceral Games, a classic EA Games studio that was closed unfortunately, and the game was released in 2010 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PSP. So no, you can't play it on PC today, except with an emulator, but the game is in the Xbox Game Pass and you can play it on Xbox One or Series X and S. So if you're a fan of hack-and-slash games and didn't play this one, play it, you won't regret. Asura's Wrath is a charismatic, fast, and intense action game. It was developed by Capcom and released in 2012 to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So yeah, you really can't play it on PC, except using an emulator, but you can play on the new Xbox consoles through the retro compatibility. The game is really unique, set in a universe where everything is way bigger than you, so in the game, you'll encounter many different bosses with insane action moments, filled with quick-time events that many people don't like nowadays, but here it's really badass, with great scenes and soundtracks. The bad part of the game is that the true ending is in a DLC, yeah, in a DLC. It even feels like EA Games did it, but no, it was just Capcom, in a time that they were kinda lost it seems, but the game is really good.
Science would have us believe that we have nearly lost our animal instincts. But with discipline, you can uncage them and turn a man into a weapon.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is a very fun superhero game, but many people don't know about the game. What's curious, but I'm here to introduce you to this insane experience. The game was developed by the studio Raven Software, an Activision studio. It was released in 2009, but there are different versions of this game, a version to PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii, another version to PSP and Nintendo DS, and the best version, released to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The game follows the story of the movie, but with some changes. The gameplay is really fun. Wolverine is as brutal as he gotta be, with a fast and violent combat, good visuals and graphics, and is so far one of the best Wolverine experience in video games. The new Wolverine PlayStation's game was announced, but so far we don't have much to see, but is surely going to be an insane experience of this character. But for now, this one is really fun to play.
You smell nervous.
Better than how you smell, that's for sure.
Drop zone coming up.
Forged from the steel flesh of the fire beast himself. To summon a warrior into this world who would lead our armies to brutal victory. It was made for a god, not for you. Not for a roadie.
Brütal Legend is the game of the famous Jack Black, actor, musician, and lover of video games, and here, he gathered all these things in a very fun experience. The game mixes a lot of styles, since strategy, racing, hack and slash, and more, but it is in its core an action game that's a tribute to general rock and roll, with characters like Ozzy Osbourne and Lemmy Kilmister in the game. What is really fun for the fans of metal? It starts as a sort of hack and slash game, but as you progress you'll eventually see yourself playing an action tower defense game, that for some people this is a bad thing of the game, but just the same it's really fun. The game was developed by the studio Double Fine Productions and released in 2009 to Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, so if you like unique games, this is a good one, with excellent musical references and tributes.
Now this time we're gonna mix it up. I'll defend this area, while you dudes go kick the shit out of that statue over there.
Yeah! Let's do it!
Okay, so when I do this, you go completely nut shit on whatever I'm pointing at, okay? Get ready?
Lion White sucks.
Death to Lion White! I hate statues!
Well done. I'm proud of you boys. But to build an army big enough to take on the real Lion White, we're gonna need some more dudes. We gotta bust all your fellow headbangers out of these stupid mines. What do you say? Are you with me?
Yeah! Metal!
They say hope begins in the dark, but most just flail around in the blackness, searching for their destiny. The darkness, for me, is where I shine.
The Chronicles of Riddick Assault on Dark Athena is a fun first-person shooter game. It's inspired in the movie with the same name, where the main actor is Vin Diesel, and in the game he remained as the protagonist, so yeah, you can play as Vin Diesel. The game was developed by the studios Tigan Studios and Starbreeze Studios, and it was released in 2009 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Windows, and Mac OS. The game is a fun and immersive first-person shooter, with fun mechanics, an interesting story, and an immersive combat, where you'll use many different weapons, each one of them with their own style and use. Riddick is a dangerous space criminal who can see in the dark, so in the game you'll have many interesting moments where you can approach the objectives on different ways, like stealth or run and gun. So if you want to try something different, this is an interesting game.
I'm trapped. I know what's real.
Alice Madness Returns is a third-person, single-player action-adventure and platformer. The game is set in an even more bizarre version of the world of Alice in the Wonderlands, with a lot of charisma. In the game you visit the grim reality of Victorian London and travel to the beautiful yet ghastly Wonderland to uncover the root of Alice's madness. The game was developed by the studio Spicy Horse Games and published by EA Games in 2011 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows, and you can play it on Xbox One or Series X and S because it's available in the Game Pass Ultimate along with EA Play. Use multiple upgradable melee weapons, including the explosive teapot cannon, the punishing hobby horse, and the classic Vorpal blade, with a lot of charisma in this dark action video game.
I'll set you free, Alice.
Is it mad to pray for better hallucinations? I've not come back here looking for a fight.
That's a pity. One's certainly looking for you.
The destruction of Wonderland is the destruction of me.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine living life with the noose and in my mind.
Red Faction Guerrilla is a fun action third-person shooter. It's a sequel to the previous Red Faction games that were first-person shooter games. This one is set in a different perspective and set in a destroyed open world. The game was developed by the studios Volition, Reactor Zero, and THQ Nordic and released in 2009 to Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. The game allows players to take the role of an insurgent fighter with the newly re-established Red Faction movement as they battle for liberation from the oppressive Earth Defense Force. You decide who, when, where and how to battle. Utilize guerrilla tactics, improvised weaponry, and modified vehicles to lead insurgent attacks on EDF targets. All that as you explore and discover more and more about the world. That's really curious. And those are the games, guys. Let me know. Have you played some of these? Put it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and so long.